Hey everyone, today on the Mother Agents, we feature Greg Teiching from GTR Global in Melbourne, Australia. Hi everyone, this is Greg Chan from the Mother Agents, and welcome to 15 Minutes with a Mother Agent. And today we've got Greg Teiching from GTR Global in Melbourne, Australia. Hey Greg, welcome.
Hi Greg, how are you going?
Yeah, really good, really good. Great over here. So I guess let's just get started, and why don't you just introduce yourself and just tell me a little bit about you and your company and where you're based, your vision, your values, or anything in particular that you specialize in.
Okay, well, GTR Global has been around for quite a few years now. Before I used to own an agency in Australia called Giant Management. And before that, I was running another agency in Melbourne called Chadwick Model Management. Before that, I was modeling for quite a few years. GTR Global now specializes in development of models, nurturing of new talent, overseeing the models' careers, placing them with agencies worldwide, and just basically looking after the models and making sure they're happy and making sure that the agencies are happy with the models, et cetera, et cetera.
Fantastic. Thank you. I know you told me a little bit about some of your experience, before starting GTR Global, where you've worked. Tell me a little bit about how you started your company and how you decided to.
It was actually when I sold Giant back in 2005, I took a bit of a break. And then people started ringing me or emailing me or texting me and asking me, what do I do with my son? What do I do with my daughter? How do I get them into the industry? So I sort of thought, well, there's something I can do. So I just started that way. And then I started getting approached by the models I used to represent back at Giant and even back at Chadwick's to look after their kids. So I have quite a few of the second generation kids, which is great. The gene pool's pretty good. So
I love it. I love it. And Greg, what gender models, different gender models do you represent?
Well, basically, I started off just doing males, and then took on a few very special girls. It's mostly males I look after. But as I said, the girls I represent have to be very, very special to get me excited, let's say,
Sure.
to move them forward.
Gotcha. Thank you. And how many models do you represent at this time?
Probably around 150, maybe. That's sort of, at one stage I had like around 200, but it's sort of dropped back as they've come out of university or college and gone into full-time work. So it sort of frees up space for more new people to come in. Yeah. So we're just starting to work on that now, bringing a new breed through.
Perfect. Thank you. And tell me about some of the agencies, international agencies that you have your models signed with throughout the world.
IMG, Elite. I've had people with most of the agencies around the world. I have good relationships with them all because of my history in the industry. I've been very lucky to be able to call a lot of the agencies my friends.
Fantastic.
Which is good.
And tell me, what are some of the most exciting jobs that your models have gotten? Some of the big jobs your models have gotten over the years.
Well, one of my youngest, oh, she's not so young now, but I mean, it's like 10 years down the track. But when I signed Paris Roberts, when she turned 17, I sent her to Paris with Elite. Her first job was French Elle. She did the Paul and Joe campaign that season as well. And then she just went on from there. She's She's been one of the big success stories. She's done most big campaigns in Australia. Clients have actually flown her back from New York for jobs, and to open and close their shows, etc., etc. She's done diesel campaign. She's quite a few things.
Amazing. Yeah, I remember you introduced me to Paris probably when she was 16, probably when she was just starting out, and I remember meeting her.
Yes.
And
Well, she was 14 when I found her in the shopping centre.
yeah,
And then I just kept her on ice until she turned 16. Yeah.
Yeah, she was just a breath of fresh air, just lovely, just like a bouquet of roses, just such a wonderful, engaging girl. I remember her very clearly.
Yes. Amazing energy. She's still the same.
Yeah, I bet.
She's still the same. Yeah.
And so, Greg, what do you look for in a model?
I've always called it, you might laugh, I've always called it the halo of dollar signs. I look for height. I look for good body shape. I look for healthy skin, a good smile, great personality. That's really important. And a photogenic quality. They've got to be, you know, the camera's got to love them, whether they're not so good in the flesh or whether they're beautiful in the flesh. The camera has got to love them. Otherwise, it doesn't reflect back onto the clients. You know, they've got to see that they're, you know, they can find what they're looking for in a model.
Yeah, that's right. Great, thank you. And do you have any like height or age parameters, you know, of models that you require before you take them on?
Well, I'm pretty strong about having kids working or even presenting them to agencies before. I won't show them to agencies until they're at least 16 and a half, 17. I won't let them travel without a parent or a guardian or something at 17. I will not let them do that. If they can't go, I try and go with them for their first trip. Height-wise, the girls say 173 upwards. Guys, 183 upwards.
Great, perfect, thank you.
Yeah.
What would you say the percentage of your of the kids you represent, the percentage of say street scouting versus online scouting?
I've been lucky enough that it's all been word of mouth. It's all been recommendations. It's maybe there's 2 or 3 that I've actually scouted in shopping centres or on the street. Wow. But mostly I'm lucky enough that I get recommended by models that I'm representing already, or, as I said, the parents of the models I used to represent back at Giant in Chadwick, or even friends. Right. They see someone and they know what I'm looking for, basically, and it's always been pretty, you know, pretty successful that way. So I consider myself very lucky.
Fantastic.
In that sense.
Well, let's see what else. What advice would you have for a young kid just starting out, you know, into the modeling world?
What advice? Look into the industry. Ask as many questions as you can. Write down a lot of questions before you go to a meeting with a new manager or agent. Educate yourself about the industry. That's my advice. Also, I'd say when you actually get into an agency and you're being sent on castings, research the client you're going to a casting for. Make sure that you're knowledgeable about that. It's all key to locking in a job. If you seem like you're interested and you're invested in their product, the client is going to book you.
Great, amazing. And Greg, what is most important to you about being a mother agent?
I think it's very fulfilling to watch the models succeed and watch them coming through and helping them get their books together. And when they get accepted by a great agency, then it's sort of I find it quite fulfilling, and it just warms my heart to see that they're succeeding, and basically I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, that's what it's all about, is feeling
Yeah,
like being there to watch their progression. Is not only model,
yes,
but human being. We scout these kids when they're young, and we see them grow into adults, and we're part of that process, which is incredible.
absolutely. And we become family.
Mhm.
That's what it is. It's like a family.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, great. Well, we have one last question, and the question is a mystery question. All right.
A
So we are,
mystery question.
that's right. We have the hat here, the mystery hat with the mystery questions in here. And so mystery questions, it's a variety of questions to do a few things. One, to attempt to challenge the extraordinary intellect of mother agents around the world. Is to see what you would do in certain situations, or it could be just your opinion on things. So it's a mystery. So we're going to kind of
Okay.
figure out what your question's going to be. And
Okay. Hocus pocus.
okay. Okay, this is a good one. So give us the expression you would make when you've just been told your model has just been sent home from the Prada show.
Oh my God. Thank God that's never happened.
Fantastic. Beautiful, beautiful, Greg. You passed the test. So this question. And guys, everyone, I'm really happy to have Greg Teiching on the Mother Agents here on our Mother Agent interview, our 15 minutes. And I'm really proud to represent you, Greg. And thank you for taking the time to allow us and allow all the kids out there to get to know who you are as a person, because you've done so much great work in the business, and we want these people to know, to get a sense of who you are. So thank you.
No, thank you. Congratulations on the mother agencies. I'm happy to be on board. I think it's a great initiative. Thank you.
Amazing, Greg. Well, everyone, Greg Teiching from GTR Global. Thanks a lot, Greg, and good night.
Good night.